Hey everyone, today we had a actually really good Nintendo Direct. There was a lot of things announced, but what I want to talk about is Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. If you've seen my older videos, you'll know I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan, and specifically Fire Emblem Warriors, I'm basically 100% of that game. I've actually kind of predicted that this was going to be coming up. We had the Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity, and that sold really well. The original Fire Emblem Warriors sold very well too, so I kind of thought it was just a matter of time before we got another one. And that it seems like they're trying to push Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem's been selling very well, or at least, I mean, compared to some other Nintendo franchises, not so well, but it's been growing over time. I was pretty surprised that we did not see an actual mainline Fire Emblem game announced. That has to be coming soon, unless they're doing something like wildly different, like making some new engine for it or something. I guess we might have to wait till maybe summer next year for one, and that's like probably the longest they will have ever gone before releasing like a mainline Fire Emblem. But let's get into Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. I gotta say, there are a few things that could get me this hyped, and I am incredibly hyped for this. This is the Fire Emblem Warriors wasn't perfect, and it's just one of those games where it just has like that one thing that you love about it, even though a lot of the aspects of the game were kind of subpar and the story wasn't very good and your characters weren't that great. I just love that style of gameplay, and they added in some of the Fire Emblem mechanics to it, and it just works so well with the Muso game. I am really hoping they build upon those mechanics and improve them, and this could be something, this would be a really great game. So apparently it's kind of like an alternate universe, I guess, from Three Houses, or an alternate story, as they're calling it. So there's very little actual details, but basically what it says is, join Fire Emblem Three Houses characters as you engage in massive battles across Foldland. Edelgard, Dimitri, Claude, and other Fire Emblem Three Houses characters return to put their combat expertise on display as you revisit a war-torn Foldland. Unleash devastating combos and striking special moves in action-packed real-time combat. Cut through hordes of enemies as characters from the Fire Emblem Three Houses game. Take down dozens of foes with Edelgar's axe or Dimitri's lance, or blast enemies from a distance with Claude's bow. Slash, swing, and spear your way to a brighter future for Foldland. And then it also says, purchase the digital version of the game to receive regular visits from a friendly messenger owl outside your personal quarters. It will gift you owl feathers that can be used to boost your support level with other characters. Now, I'm kind of curious about, they only really mentioned those three characters. It does show the female Byleth in the gameplay trailer, so I would assume you would get to play as male or female Byleth, or maybe you don't. So, like I said, it cuts so quickly between each frame, so it's kind of hard to tell like what the hell is going on. And the gameplay is it's like kind of a mix of cutscenes and gameplay, and a lot of times when they do the gameplay show reveals like this, they actually disable a lot of the UI. That's why it says game footage on file at the bottom. So there might be things that they are hiding that are there. When you take a quick look at it, it does look like, just from the meters, it does look, it probably has Awakening mode, and you have obviously your Muso attack. So that's, I would imagine the combat's pretty similar. We did get to see Edelgard do a block with her shield, so I guess you can kind of like do a parry with that. That's really cool. And I hope they have like different stuff with the spear and the bow. It does look like some of the animations were definitely reused from Super Mario Warriors 5. I definitely noticed a couple of those. What's really kind of worrying me though is that, like, my favorite part about Fire Emblem Warriors was that you got to play as a bunch of different characters and, you know, move around the battlefield, and you could switch between them, and you kind of had like a strategy to your battle plan, kind of like in Fire Emblem, and that aspect was so great. And this looks like you might just play as one character at a time, because I'm looking at the map, and they might have disabled icons, but you could see like the icons of your other characters you control on the map, and there are icons, but they're kind of just generic icons, so I don't know what those represent. Maybe they don't actually show the person's face on the mini-map. There are other friendly icons, although in some of the shots it doesn't show any friendly icons, so I'm not really sure what those represent. Now, what does give me hope is that you do see the Pegasus icon in one of the maps, so there must be flying mounts, right? I think it was in one of the screens that showed, I think I saw, Yeah, so it shows Dimitri on the, I mean, not Dimitri, Claude on a flying mount, so that must be it. But, you know, if they're doing a game with Fire Emblem Three Houses, you want to play as all the characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. You want to play as all the support characters. And, you know, you obviously have the permadeath function with them, too. So, I'm wondering why they didn't show any of them. I don't see them in the trailer, as far as I can tell. It looks like they're just the three main characters and then female Byleth. There was another character that I wasn't... Byleth's father, I forget his name right now. He was in there, too. Female Byleth is fighting someone. Now it does look like I'm guessing they're like they might be like the main bad guy in this or something. They might be adding like a new villain or something. As far as map design goes, it looks like they're probably using. It does look like they're using the engine that they used in Legend of Zelda: Age of Calamity, but the map that kind of had some different map design, which I actually kind of liked. It kind of like steered away from the normal like Musa Games level design. However, it does look like here in Three Hopes, it looks very similar to the original Fire Emblem Warriors, just with like a graphical update, basically. It looks like it has, you know, the bases that you control, which I like. I mean, that's cool. The Fire Emblem series works so well with this because I mean, in the tactical RPG sense, you're, you know, kind of simulating like a battle. This is like you're actually on the ground floor fighting the battle, which is really cool, which is why I like it so much. I do wish they had some more open design. I would like to see some actual like castles that you could assault and like, you know, fight your way through the rooms. That would be really cool, which they kind of did in Age of Calamity, which was awesome. We'll have to see with this. It's kind of hard to tell from the mini map because the maps could be huge. They look kind of small, but they could be gigantic. You never know. It's kind of like the sense of scale is kind of off. So the map design was one area I was really hoping they were going to update. But I did see like treasure chest on there. But like I said, I saw the Pegasus icon. So I'm guessing like there might be dragon veins and stuff. It's probably going to be a lot of the similar or the same mechanics from the last Fire Emblem. I'm just hoping you get to play as more characters than the three main ones. But we'll have to see. Yeah, I'm looking through it now. I'm just trying to see. So they do have bosses battles. It looks like the monsters that were in Three Houses, which is awesome. That was one of my complaints about the first game. Like you had a couple of you had the two giant boss battles. I wanted more. I wanted more enemy variety other than just like troops and other heroes. So the other main thing that I noticed here is that you have like, it looks like there's like a Conquest Map. It shows it from Edelgard's perspective. I don't know if they're like, she's fighting with Dimitri and Claude, if they're together in this timeline, or if they're still enemies, but it looks like she's assaulting Garreg Mach, and you actually have to fight one of the missions. If you freeze a frame, it says Eastern Garreg Mach, prepare for the conquest of Garreg Mach, clear a path for the conquest by defeating the Church of Seros army. So I guess she still goes against the church in this one. I don't know if the other heroes must, like in this timeline, ally with her or something, because it didn't show them fighting, or at least I didn't see any frames where they were fighting. I might have missed it. But there is a button. It says return to camp. So I'm wondering if that's just like the last Fire Emblem Warriors, where it's just like the main screen where you have your menus and stuff, or maybe there's actual like physical camp you get to go to, and you can kind of do the stuff like you can do in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now there's definitely other characters, because it says if you buy the digital version, you get the owl feather to increase your rank with side characters. So I don't know if they're just, they must be in the battles. It would be stupid if they weren't. They must have just not shown them. So this comes out June 24th, so it's still like 5 months away. So it has to be pretty deep into development. I'm sure we'll see a lot more in a few months. Maybe I would hope we'd see before it, but they'll probably do, I know there's no E3 this year, but they'll probably do a Nintendo Direct right before then. They'll probably do maybe they'll do like a treehouse for it or something. But so I was actually have a script up. I've been writing over time. I was debating on doing the video, but I'm definitely going to do it now, where I wanted to go through everything in Fire Emblem Warriors and kind of like go through like what I think would be best to improve upon in the game and a potential sequel. I can already see one thing they didn't change at all with the map design, but yeah, I definitely think it'll be a fun video. I really want to go like do a deep dive and see what they can do. This conquest map looks really cool. Like you're kind of like an army and you have like a campaign that you're doing. And it looks like you can choose the points where you want to conquer first. And I don't know if maybe you'll have like you know, if you take over a place, you might have to defend it from like a counterattack or something. So yeah, I would like to see some more info. I'm hoping it's less grindy this time. For the weapons special abilities, like getting like 5,000 kills to activate them and there was so many characters. I mean, that was tedious. I'm hoping they, not that it's a terrible mechanic, but they need to lower the kill counts, because that was just insane in the first one. But there must be other characters, because that's kind of like a thing in these games, is that you usually have a lot of characters and then they'll do DLC where you'll get more characters. They'll probably do that this time, where the base game characters will be in this, and then they'll do a DLC for the DLC of the characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I mean, that's probably what they'll do. And maybe like a little side story, a challenge missions with them or something like that. It would be also nice just to be able to unlock maybe a few characters from other Fire Emblem games, as you know, because they did that in Fire Emblem Warriors in the first one, where you had to do challenges. You can unlock like Celica and Lynn and was it just them? I think there might be one other one I'm forgetting, but I would like to see that where you can unlock. Celica would be awesome. Celica and Om would be cool. I don't know why they didn't put Om in the first Fire Emblem Warriors. That would have been made sense, but yeah, I want to know how you guys feel about this. I think it's cool. It's a good idea. I would have liked to have seen something that represented all the Fire Emblem games, and then built upon that. This is cool too. You know, I'm hoping it sells well, because if it sells well, then we'll get more. So I wonder if they'll do this thing where they'll, I mean, they could do it where they come out with a mainline Fire Emblem game, then like a year or two later, they do a Muso version of it, and they could keep doing that, or whatever the next Fire Emblem game is, which is heavily rumored to be a remake. They could do a Muso game based off of that. But I think that's everything from, like I said, there's really not too much info. We get the big monster fights. It looks like you have a map where you can, kind of choose your point where you want to attack. It has rewards, basically the same thing from Fire Emblem Three Houses. It looks like it does have a camp that you can go back to. Not sure what that is, if it's just like a menu like in the first game, or if it's like an actual physical camp that you can go around, which I would prefer. It'd be kind of cool if you could, go around the camp and upgrade it over time. I haven't gone through it like frame by frame, but you looked at it. There was what's his name? Elgard's buddy. Was it Hubert? I think his name was. He was in it too. So they didn't show him as a playable character though. So he must be. Like, they must have other playable characters. It can't just be the three of them. Although that's all it says in the description of the game on the eShop. So it's really curious. So I wonder if you fight against Byleth and she's like defending the church or something. Because they show her in cutscenes, but they don't actually show her you playing as her. It's very curious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm absolutely going to be reviewing this. I will try my damnedest to get a review copy, although who knows if I'll get it. I mean, actually, I'm looking at the cover art. It looks like Byleth's going against someone, and then the goddess, it's been a while since I played it, but she is looking at someone else. So I wonder if they're like connected to this person you're fighting against, or Byleth, whoever Byleth is fighting against in some way, and it's another god or something. Yeah, this looks interesting. It's hard to tell. I mean, we didn't get much info, so, and I'm sure there's like a lot of post-game stuff too. Maybe that they're just playable, like these characters are just playable in the main campaign, and then they'll have something like the history mode, where maybe we'll have an alternate timeline where you actually get to play some of the Three Houses battles. That would be cool. You can play as different characters. I hope it's not just those three. I mean, it'd still be fun, but I want to play as all the characters from Fire Emblem Three Houses. So anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let me know what you'd like to see in the game. Are you excited for this? kind of wondering where this next Fire Emblem game is, because I don't think they would release another one, like 2 Fire Emblem games in this year. So I think this is going to be for Fire Emblem this year, and then maybe we'll get something like February next year, or it might be summer next year that they release it, because they are jam-packed with a ton of releases this year. I don't know where they would fit in a Fire Emblem game. So yeah, I think we're going to have to wait until next year for the mainline one. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the like button. And I actually have another video I'm working on right now, another World War Z guide. And I am getting a review copy for another game next week that I'll be doing a review for. And like I said, I've been trying to, I kind of want to do a Horizon Zero Dawn or retrospective or something before Forbidden West comes out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have time. So I'm going to try and squeeze it in too. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.